Before July 8th, 2025, if you apply for a student visa and you are a Ghanaian or maybe a Nigerian, you may be given a number of years, probably up to when your I-20 expires, or maybe even more than that. Some people get less than that. So what I'm trying to say is that if your program is, let's say, 5 years for a PhD, you could be given a visa up to 4 years. From July 8th, there has been changes in that. And so a student visa used to be for multiple entry, which means that maybe you can go back home for a research after you enter the country, you can go visit family, and then you do not have to apply for another visa before you come in. Now it's been changed to 3 months and a single entry. Now, this is what you have to understand, that, as a student, this does not mean that every time you travel outside the country, um, every time your visa expires within the 3 months, you need to necessarily have to renew it. So the visa is obviously for travel, and so if you are given even 2 weeks, a week, 1 month, even 3 days, and then you travel into the country as a student, once you enter, your status is dependent on your I-20 and not necessarily your visa. So you do not necessarily, if you are not traveling for a research or a conference or going to visit family, then you do not necessarily have to worry yourself about, having to renew your 3 months visa every 3 months. Understand that you can even finish with your program. For example, you came in for an associate degree, which is 2 years. However, you were given 3 months of visa. Now, because your I-20 is valid, you do not necessarily have to go for another visa if you're still within the country and maybe you're transferring to a university for a 4 year bachelor's degree. You want to do a master's, you want to do a PhD, you only have to transfer your service and not necessarily have to get another visa. Understand that this policy was already in existence for a lot of other international students. So I had classmates who, as at the time that Ghanaians were getting 4 years, 3 years, or 2 years of visa, these international students from other countries were getting 3 months. So it's not a new thing. Other people have been on that tangent before. So the point is that, as the policy has changed, what can you and I do about it? Nothing. But what can we do so that it makes things easier? People have already been on such a visa, and what were they doing that were making life easier for them? So a typical example is that, depending on which state you're going to, as a student, if you, for example, have a graduate assistantship, then you need maybe a social security number. Now, what you have to understand is that for some states, you can go when you get an employment letter from your international office or your university, then you can add it to your passport and I-20, go to the social security office, and then get your social security number. The same applies to maybe wanting to get a driver's license. But as to whether they are going to ask for your visa or not would depend on the specific state you're going to. You understand? You see, when you enter the country, even though it's one country, there are federal laws, there are state laws. So some things that work in one state may not work in another state. A typical example: if you want to get a driver's license in Ohio, you first have to write a 40 multiple choice questions exams, and then if you pass about 30, you get a permit. Now, later on, you can go and do what we call the maneuverability test or the practical one, and you get your license. Understand that if you go to Kentucky, the system of getting a permit and a license is different. If you go to Indiana, even though they share borders, it's a little bit different over there. So, you know that I'm going to get 3 months. What's the plan? When I get in, and how do I go about getting things that would require that I have a valid visa to get them? For example, social security number, driver's license, maybe a bank account. There are some states you can go get a bank account even if you don't have a social security number. Some banks will require that. So things differ from state to state. So as you get your visa, you need to plan accordingly that, okay, if I have an emergency back home and I want to go, what do I do? You also have an opportunity to not only go back home for another interview to get your visa renewed. Fortunately, if you are a Ghanaian or and then you have a non-immigrant visa like the B1, B2, like the F1 visa. I want to specifically focus on the F1 visa because that is the issue. You can apply for what we call the interview waiver. What it means is that you do not necessarily have to go in person for an interview. So if you, for example, have a research in the summer, your visa is 3 months, it has expired, you want to go home for a research, what you have to do is to plan ahead of time, maybe apply for the interview waiver, make sure you get a date if you have to go in person before you decide to travel. Understand that if you want to travel to, you talk to your international office, they have to endorse the travel side of your I-20 for you before you travel, and that wouldn't have any problem. Other people are able to travel to other countries for a visa. Remember, you can't get a visa in the country. However, you can go to Canada to get a visa if you have maybe a visitor's visa to Canada. You can go to some Ghanaians go to other countries to secure their visa and not necessarily have to go back home to renew their visa. Now, another question people have been asking is that what if my program is starting in August? I go for my interview, let's say in April, and then I'll be given 3 months. What happens? So normally, this is something that has been happening already. Normally, the embassy will tell you that we are approving your visa. However, wait until maybe 30 days to the start of your program before you bring your passport and we'll stamp in the visa. So they are not going to give you the visa in April, and because you cannot travel to the country until 30 days to the start of the program on your I-20, your visa might have expired even before you travel. So they will tell you that take your time. We can keep your passport, or you can take your passport away when it is 30 days to the start of your program where you are about to travel. Come, we'll give you the 3 months visa, and then you can travel. So if you are working on the process, you shouldn't panic. This is not a big deal. People have already been surviving on such category of visa or such duration of visa as international students before this announcement. So what have they been doing that have been keeping them, active in the system so that they don't fall out of status? The name is the Fred Effect. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. Because I've gotten the opportunity to go through this process, have opportunity to help thousands of people, I use my platform to share ideas and information that I've gained, doing this. And so I want to communicate with people in a more inspiring and positive manner, such that if the Bollywood boy has been able to do it, you can also do it. All right, we do this and every weekend, and today we have a beautiful guest on the platform. We are going to talk about studying abroad, how she was able to do it. She breaking through the barriers, being married, giving birth and all that. A lot of people have questions around this. If you have questions on what I just said, you can put them in the comment section. I'll be happy to respond to them. Also, remember that the fall spring 2026 and fall 2026 semester, a lot of schools have already started admitting students. So you have to start putting your documents together to start applying for the spring 2026 and fall 2026 semester. All right. Let me see if my guest is ready, then we can get started. Hi, Debby. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay. I don't know if you. Okay. All right. We have an echo coming from your background, so if you could mute one of them, that would be perfect.
Let me mute one of them.
All right. So if you have questions, you can put them in the comment ahead of time. I'll be asking Debby, and then we'll be answering all your questions as well. This is the biggest study abroad content platform. We are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube, X, TikTok, Twitter, and then Instagram as well. Debby, we still have that feedback. If you like reduce the volume of maybe your PC, that will help. Let me know if you can. Okay. All right. While Debby tries to fix that, let's see if we can address some questions in the chat. I've been struggling for such, but I don't know how to go about it. Okay. Asante, Richmond, make your question clear. So thank you for tuning in, Emmanuel Abdo on YouTube. Benish, thank you for tuning in. Is it Clairvoyant? Okay, that's a nice name. Thank you for tuning in. Feka is tuning in from Feka, where are you tuning in from? So you're watching us on YouTube. Remember that every week we select one person who goes through, a free mentorship. This time around, Debbie will be taking that individual. And so if you comment, if you like, if you share, you automatically join the draw. And at the end of it, the session will be selecting one person. All right,
Okay.
let's see if this works.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect. So for people seeing your beautiful face for the first time, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. My name is Deborah Chiamaka Ekechukwu. I am a mom of two. I'm a graduate student at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, and I'm happy to be with Fred Effect. Thank you.
Awesome. So what are you studying? I want to get your take on the visa thing. How many years were you given?
Okay, yeah, during my time, I was given 2 years. I and my husband, we were given 2 years visa, and but the duration of your program still keeps you in status.
Oh,
So
okay.
the visa is just to let you into the country. Then the I-20 just keeps you in status. Yeah.
So how long was your master's program that you were given 2 years?
Okay, my master's program was 2 years, and I
Oh,
was 2 years. Yeah.
so this means that you applied for F1 and F2 at the same time?
Yes, we all went for the interview together. So I applied for the F1 and the F2. So I was given an I-20 for that's for me, the F1.
Mhm.
Then my spouse and my daughter, they were given the F2 I-20.
Oh,
So
wow. So the three of you got the visa approved the same time.
yes.
Wow, this is interesting. I love that. I think there's a little bit of from your end when I speak.
Okay. Can you still hear it?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if we can go ahead like that. All right. So a bit of background. What did you study? What was your highest academic qualification from Nigeria? And what did you come to the US to study?
Okay, thank you very much. I actually had my secondary education. That's what we call in Ghana SHS, right? So I had it in Nigeria. Then I went to UCC, University of Cape Coast, Ghana, for my bachelor's degree.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which hall were you in UCC? Because I also went to UCC.
Yeah, I was at the International Students Hostel.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Which year frame was this?
Yeah, I finished in 2016.
Oh, okay, okay. So that means 2012 to 2016.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you study in UCC?
I studied business administration.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So from the MBA from UCC, then you moved directly to
No, the
Southern.
PBA from UCC.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. So after that, I didn't come to the US immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I went for my NYS. That's what you guys call national service. So I had my national service in the university. I was posted to university. So that was where the passion for coming to graduate school, passion for
So the
research.
national service back in Nigeria or in Ghana?
No, back in Nigeria because I'm a Nigerian. Yes. So, and after some years, I finished my national service in 2018. So after that, I started working. I worked as a graduate assistant. I worked in the bank, and then my passion for going back to school for my master's, marriage happened, family came in. So I started my application officially in 2020, but I didn't know how to navigate. I didn't know Fred Effect as at then. I didn't know anyone. So I was just going through YouTube, watching videos of people that have done graduate school before. So I came across the Fred Effect. Yes, I remember I came across the Fred Effect. Then I also came across some other groups there. So I joined Telegram, WhatsApp group, and I was just, listening, doing my application. I didn't have an agent. I didn't pay anybody, so I was just listening, doing my things. I and my spouse were just doing my things, our things together. So and we're applying randomly, and I even had to go and do West evaluation. At her then, I didn't know it was not necessary. Not all schools needed West, so I did the West and I applied and I got 8 admissions. So and the funding aspect. The groups I belonged to, they were hammering on the importance of getting funding, which will help in visa approval. So I started applying for funding. Then most of the schools, because I was going for an MBA, most of the schools were requesting for GRE. So I did not write GRE then, though I later on wrote it. I did not write GRE then, but because I had a first class, so and I had over 5 years work experience, so I put that together. I was not ready to write the GRE then, so I put that together and I sent email for a waiver that I have over 5 years work experience. My GPA is high. I've done West evaluation. I'm requesting for a GRE waiver, which it was waived for me. SIU waived it for me. So some other schools waived it for me. So that was it. Then I started applying for assistantship funding, different forms of scholarship they had on campus, and that was how I was able to get one, and that was the game changer for me. So, but practically, yeah. So
I see. So what ignited your interest to want to study abroad? You're done with UCC, moved back to Nigeria for NYC. What actually pushed you to say that I want to study abroad? Even though marriage was happening, you're working, parenting is going on. What pushed you to want to say that? Wouldn't it be stressful if I decide to move my family to study with me abroad? And what was the push factor?
So I would like to say something very important. If you are getting married, there are a lot of things you have to discuss, which which should be along the line with your plans and your priorities in life. When I was in school, I already had plans that I want to be a professor. I had the dreams. So I worked towards this by having a first class that will make me outstanding. So this and I know that the dream of doing my PhD, doing my masters, I want to do that abroad. Then I was just young, single, no husband, no child. So this is it. I like to communicate with people. I like to teach people. Even when I was in school, time for exams, everyone want to stay around me, like tutorials and everything. So it has been there. So when I finished my national service, I had to, though I was working as a graduate assistant then in a university, I wanted to do my masters there in Nigeria, but I had to look at, like, I looked at the feasibility plan. I was looking at the future. I wanted something better. I wanted something good for not only me, for the kids I'm going to bring in. So I knew that going outside the country was just the best for me. So I had to start working towards it. Though marriage was happening, though betting the my child was coming on, and the rest of it. These plans and you know programs are already in my mind. So I had to speak to my spouse, which also has interest and accept what I want to do and who I want to be. So everything just worked like that, and I started my application, and by God's grace, it was successful.
All right. So by God's grace, it was successful. So people who are thinking that, I have to be single to be able to study abroad, that is the myth. You can still have these conversations with your spouse if you are married, if you still have kids, it's still possible. And let me understand that with a bachelor's of business administration from UCC, what program did you apply to in Southern Illinois?
I applied for the MBA program, and
Okay.
yeah, and the MBA program, they have different specializations.
Mm.
Have the accounting. I mean, they have finance in the School of Business. They have information system. They have management. So I was going for management, but though along the line, before I finished, the school changed the program to quantitative analysis. So they were kind of it was not STEM when I started. So, but I think when they made the program STEM, they had to change the name to suit a STEM related program. So that was it.
So you mentioned that you had a first class, yet you also paid for the WES evaluation, which you ended up not using to apply to Southern Illinois because Southern Illinois does not require that. See, so and this goes to people who think that um, by all means you have to pay for transcript evaluation. Understand that some universities do not require that. So even if you pay for it, you're only going to use it to apply for universities that require the evaluation. So if you cannot afford it, it means that you need to opt for the universities that do not require the evaluation, like Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, University of Alabama. There are lots of universities like that. All right. And moving on, let's talk about your scholarship. Were you able to secure the scholarship from Nigeria before you relocated, or you got in before you got a scholarship?
Before I came, I got the funding before I came. Yeah, I applied before I came and I got it. So yeah, so that was it.
And did this funding cover for yourself, your dependent, which were two by then, which is your husband and your kid?
No, it's covered only for me. So I had to provide a bank statement to cover for my one of my daughter and my husband. So the funding was just for me, and I had to provide a bank statement for them.
How many times did you attend the interview? Because a lot of people will see this as, if you're going to if you're going to study abroad, why carry your dependents along with you? Were you not scared? What did you do different?
I was scared. I was nervous. But when I talk, some people will be like, "Don't over spiritualize everything." But I like to over spiritualize mine. Though I put in effort, I put in the work, but I prayed like, in fact, every day I was praying, I was crying because people were telling me not to go with my dependent, that there are a lot. And my deficit was like how many $1,000. And the VO be like, where do you want to get that kind of money from? And I should not. So, but the dying minute, I made up my mind. My spouse were like, let us go. We have prayed and everything. So that was it. So, but funny enough, when I went for the interview, they did not ask me anything serious, funny enough. And they were just asking me normal question, where am I going to? I said where I was going to. My baby she was just a baby. So why am I going with my spouse? I just said that my spouse will help me take care of my baby because she's a baby. So and that was it. The man just looked at us, and but there was something he asked. That's one thing those that are going with family have to pay attention. Don't leave any stone unturned. Don't ignore any question. I was in a group, they call that group brown to green group. And that group, someone was denied the visa and she went with her family. Guess what she was asked? She was asked that this baby is going to go to a daycare. What daycare is the baby going to go to? She mentioned the daycare. Then they asked her how much is the daycare going to cost her. She said she don't know. She didn't do the research. And that was where she was denied the visa. So I took that, just as little as that detail was, but I paid attention to every detail that was given to me. So I took that, I made research, reached out to my school daycare, got the amount that each that is going to cost for my baby to be in the daycare, and I had that at my fingertips. So and then when the last mock section I had with the Fred effect, one of the guys asked me same question about the daycare that my daughter is going to go to, and I answered, and that was it. So when the man didn't ask me much question, he just as he took the document, he just looked at me that you have a baby. Where are you going to keep your baby? Is she going to go to a daycare? I said yes. So he now asked me, how much is the daycare going to cost me? You can imagine. And I told him how much the daycare is going to cost me. And guess what? He typed that thing in the computer to confirm if that is the price for the daycare. I could notice him doing it. And that was what he said, I will approve your visa, and he let me go. So just details, any little, nobody should take it for granted. So that was it.
I see. That's amazing. So I want to understand, was the interview only you? Your husband was probably holding your baby. Did he answer any question at all? Did the officer ask your husband any question?
Yes, they asked him a question. They asked him, in fact, one of the trickish questions they asked him was like, why not remain in America and don't come back? that he will get a good opportunity in America. So my husband was like, no, he's going to come back. He has a job he's coming to take care of, and he needs to make money to send money to us. And that was it. So see, that was all. And some other person would have fallen for that if the person hadn't gone through mock sections, because I am the F1. It's assumed that I'm the only one they're going to ask questions. But funny enough, they asked my F2 more than me. And how my F2 was able to navigate that was because all the mock sections I did it with my F2. You see, so they asked me and they asked my F2, and that was it.
I see. If you're just tuning in, I'm speaking with Study Abroad with Debbie, and because of her experience, and this is a very great experience that when people are able to navigate through something, they don't gatekeep. They share their experience and how and guide you on how you can also do it. So Debbie has a YouTube channel. I'll be sharing that with you very soon. And of course, if you want to talk to Debbie one on one, there's an opportunity to do that. So there's a Facebook page where she constantly posts insightful information about study abroad that will help with your process. If you're not following her, please do that. I'm going to share the YouTube channel so that you can also check that out. And remember that she mentioned she applied to a lot of universities. We'll be sharing the link to those universities and the website so that you can also check them out. If you're just tuning in, you're not late. We are live across the Study Abroad. We are live on the Study Abroad with Debbie channel on YouTube. We're also live across all the Freddy Fet social media platforms on TikTok, X, Facebook, YouTube, and also on Instagram as well. So talk to us about your platform, Study Abroad with Debbie. What is it about?
Okay, thank you very much. When I was able to navigate the study abroad program with limited help, I was just getting information here and there. So I put everything together. It was successful. I landed in America, and I was like, a lot of people were reaching out to me. Debbie, how did you do this? How did you do that? I was like, why not I create a page, study abroad with Debbie? I know I'm very busy with family and everything, but whenever I see graduate students coming to America, I see the African community getting big. We are like family and everything. So I created this study abroad with Debbie page to talk about tips, and my share my own experience and some share my own lifestyle things that can help you navigate the study abroad journey as a family, because I came here with my family, which so many people are finding it difficult to put things together, to know what to do, how to apply. And so I talk about these things on my page, on my social media pages. And I also talk about how get your children in school, and when you come over here, people find it difficult. How do they apply? How do you get funding for your kids? Because children get funding. I was able to get funding for my daughter. So these are the things that I speak about on my page, and I share it.
Every family member and indeed everybody who wants to study abroad should subscribe to your page. Of course, apart from the YouTube, there is also a Facebook page. So this is the Facebook page as well. Study abroad with Deb. We have about 5.4 thousand followers, which means we have been putting in the work. And of course, this session is also live on the channel as we speak at the moment. So there's a Facebook page. There's also a YouTube platform, and the things you're talking about are usually things that people will find it difficult to get information about. People are scared. I want to study abroad. I have a family. I'll be separated from this family. Can I travel with them? Debbie was able to do it and was successful. So Debbie, you have a mentorship that you coach people on how to go about this process. Talk to us about that.
Okay, yeah, I have different packages. Some other persons, they just want to speak to you. They just want to hear your experience, and from there they can navigate it. Some other persons, it's not everybody that have the same knowledge and IQ level. Some other persons want you to hold their hands and put them through, give them sample of my statement of paper, sample of my resume, sample of my waiver. So many people think that this diary is a must. Though right now, I advise most people going to business school to write diary. most people, because of the funding, the competition is getting tougher and tougher. So during my time, I didn't write them, though I later wrote it for my other program. So like, you are going to talk about, I'm going to hold your hands. So that's a different package altogether. So, and I'll publish my own materials, things I wrote by myself to you. So that's another package altogether. And some other persons want me to coach them on the particular school. Some people don't want to do the research themselves. They want you to search for the school for them, give them the spoon, in fact, feed them, but you're going to pay for it. So if that is what you want. But I don't do application for people. I am not an agent. Nobody did mine. I am only coaching you. I'm only practically holding your hands, leading you, doing reviews of your. If you, I send most of my mentees when they write their SOP, they send to me. I review it. I make corrections, and and it has been successful. We've helped over 50 students to come abroad, and it's not only US I deal with, because yes, it's not only US I deal with. I have other European countries. I have people that I work with there, but majorly I deal with US, and we've helped a lot of people. I've been bringing them to my life. Those that want to come, it's not everybody that wants to come to your life. Yeah.
All right, so that's it. So if you want to schedule a one-on-one session, I am sharing the link that you can use that to schedule a one-on-one session with Debbie. If you type this link, and I posted them in the comment section as well. It makes it easy. You can click on that. So if you're just tuning in, you're welcome. We just started the conversation. Debbie is talking to us about she's studying in Nigeria, moving to Ghana for a BBA, and then moving back to Nigeria, getting married, having kids, and then moving to the US to on a master's degree with both the family, which is very incredible. A lot of people think this is not possible, and it's highly possible. Let us know which country you're watching us from. Let us have your questions in the comment section. Myself and Debbie, experience in the process, will be responding to them. So Debbie, you mentioned that a lot of universities you apply to. Normally, what I want to do is to share the screen so that some schools, if you don't mention them, some people might even not hear about them. And for Southern Illinois, that gave you the full scholarship. Did you pay an application fee?
Funny enough, I attended the open house. I did not pay. Even the ones I paid application fee, I didn't go. But the one I did not pay anything, I am there free. So that's it. So waivers, these open houses, they do. I usually encourage people to go to, LinkedIn, and follow the schools they are interested in. They do a lot of open houses. I applied to 12 schools actually, but I got 8 admissions and I paid only 2 application fee. I had 6 free application fee waiver codes because I attended all their open houses. Yeah, and I got those links from LinkedIn. So for their open houses, yeah.
I see. Funny enough, a lot of people are of the view that it's the schools that you pay an application fee to that gives you the scholarship or have a high propensity or probability of getting in. What do you think?
I don't think it's true, because in my own case, though the schools I paid for application fee, I got admitted, but I didn't get funding. For the admission, I think most of the schools, they can, look at those that paid application fee, especially those with high application fee. They give you admission, but the funding is a different ball game altogether. It's not guaranteed. It goes beyond the application fee. It not goes to the detail. Who is this person? What is the person documentation? What can you do? What have you done? So that's it. So I think there's no one, path to this thing. It can happen. There are different paths to getting funding. So that is it.
There are different paths to getting funding. Let's move on. So a lot of people are bringing in their comments. Remember, once you like, you share, you comment. At the end of the session, we'll have a draw. Then we will select one person who will be mentored by Debbie to go through the process. So if you have questions, keep on typing them in the comment section. We'll be happy to read them and then provide responses to the best of our knowledge. Now, Debbie, let's go to the universities you applied to. I'll be sharing my screen so that people get to know about these universities. So I know Southern Illinois University system has a lot of campuses. You mentioned you are at the one in Carbondale. Is that the one?
No, Edwardsville.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to share my screen so that you talk to us about Southern Illinois University, Edward. What can you say about your school?
I love my school. In fact, the environment is very peaceful. SIUE is very peaceful. But if you are the type that you don't like cold weather, don't come to SIUE because the winter is usually very harsh. So, but apart from that, it's a very welcoming environment. It's very peaceful. The professors are ever ready to learn. In fact, there's one of my professors, I asked him questions, asked him. And funny enough, this professor answered me, answered me, answered me. He was not even offended. So I feel that the people there are ready to teach, only if you are ready to learn. They love people that are ready to learn. And there are resources that are there to help the students. We have the pantry on campus. I get a lot of things from there, even as a student parent. As a student parent, they call me, because they know that it's not easy to navigate life with, children and family. It's cost, how it's expensive, but they have resources that are available for student parents and students that are not even parents. Yeah, and the housing is not expensive. It is very, very much affordable. I had lots of Ghanaians as my neighbors. Yeah, the Ghanaian community is a lot there, and we have Nigerians too. Yeah, so the school is very good. They are ready to teach, and they are welcoming. There's nothing like racism of anything. Yeah, and they have a daycare on campus, so that's where my daughter goes to.
I see. What other universities did you apply to so that I can share the website? People can look at them as well.
Okay, yeah, I applied to East Tennessee State University.
Which is in Johnson City in
Yeah,
Tennessee.
Johnson City.
I have a couple of friends. In fact, the first person that I had opportunity to assist, shout out to Bobby, he came to ETSU. So yeah, it's a great university, very cool environment in Tennessee. Johnson City is a very nice place to be. So East Tennessee State. And what program did you select here?
I applied for MBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
MBA program. And funny enough, you know what happened? When I have settled in SIUE, I have gotten an apartment. I have settled. I got a mail from ETSU that I've been offered full funding, plenty money,
Oh, I see.
plenty money, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, what am I going to do? I've settled. My case is very peculiar because of the family. It's not easy moving around. So I had to decline the offer. But it's a very good school.
I
Yeah.
see. And I know they don't normally waive application fee. Did they waive it for it's about $65?
No, I paid.
Oh, okay, okay.
I paid
It
$65.
actually paid off eventually.
Yeah, but it paid off late.
All right. Which other university did you apply to? So,
University of Alabama.
which one?
University of Alabama at
Tuscaloosa?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. So there is a lot of the University of Alabama, and I move around a lot, so I've been to Alabama for some time too. It's a beautiful campus. I think it's one of the most beautiful campus I've seen. It's very huge. University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa. So there's the website, and normally they waive application fee too.
Yes, I didn't pay.
Yeah, yeah. Normally they waive application fee. So yeah, this the website of University of Alabama. There's actually University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Birmingham, yeah.
Yeah, there's Birmingham is like 1 hour 30 minutes drive from Tuscaloosa. There's University of Alabama at Huntsville. The other ones that have University of Alabama, but the biggest campus is the University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa. It's a beautiful campus. There's a huge Ghanaian community, and it's very beautiful.
Yeah.
visited there a couple of times, So yeah. Which other university?
Yeah, Jordan Southern University.
Oh, okay.
Jordan Southern University. Yeah,
Uh,
the
let's
yeah.
This is a one-man production, so I try to do everything from my end. So let's see. This is the website. Georgia
Yes,
Starting. Obviously, they also waive application fee almost all the time.
yes, I didn't pay. From I think from February.
Yeah,
Most of the time they waive it from February 14th.
uh,
I think that's where they waive it. Most of the time they give you a week
yeah,
but one downside about the school is they ask for West.
yeah. That's true.
Yes,
That's
they ask for
true.
West evaluation. Yes, and they have funding. They have lots of funding, and they have there's something they call out of country tuition waiver.
Okay,
So
okay.
when you qualify for it, you will pay in state tuition,
Mm-hmm.
which is very very cheap. You know the huge difference between international students and local students tuition. So
Yeah,
I got the in-state tuition.
I see.
I got the out of country tuition waiver, but because I had dependents, my money was still a lot, and there were a lot of things I put into consideration. I
Mm.
but yeah, we did a lot of research, a lot in terms of environment. It is more easier and more affordable at SIU
Oh, I see.
than um GSU. The
Oh,
environment.
I see. And you also mentioned so all these universities that we mentioned gave you admission. Is that the case?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really appreciate the staff at Georgia Southern University. I remember I made a video about they waiving application fee for undergrad. So when there was time to waive the application fee, they emailed me that they want to use my brand name to waive application fee for people, and I was super grateful for that. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next university. So if you are listening to us, please take a pen and a paper. Be writing them down. The
Right.
admissions for spring and fall are ongoing. Just go to the website, search for the program you're interested in, talk to the HOD, and you could also be on your way, to study abroad. Hopefully next year or by the end of this year. All right. What was the next university?
Morgan State University.
Oh, okay. Morgan State is also in Georgia.
No, it's in Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Okay, Maryland.
Yeah.
Right. I see. So you were not necessarily focused on a certain state. What was your criteria for selecting these schools?
Okay, funny enough, I had no criteria. I can't come here to start saying I know this. I didn't know anything.
Yeah,
I am just like, I was doing maybe trial and error. Once at a time when they post, I had a lot of groups I found online and I just joined them.
I
So
see.
people post a lot of schools there. So what we did was I was like, my husband will search for 5 schools. Me, I'll search for 5 schools. So we just divided ourselves. So we were just applying. We were just searching. Yeah. So I had no criteria. I had no. I was just applying wild. All I was after was funding. So at the end of the day, when all I got feedback from the 10 schools, then that was where we started doing in-depth searching, narrowing, our choices, looking at environment and everything.
Shout out to your husband. He has been super helpful, and I like the way you keep on mentioning my husband. And my husband did this, and my husband did that. Shout out to him. He's taking care of the baby now, right?
Yes.
Shout out to him, man. Maybe, hopefully, when we grow up, we'll be like you. Yeah. So let's move on to the next university.
Okay, yeah. So Morgan didn't give me admission, funny enough.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. But I did West. They requested for West. I gave them West, but I don't know what happened.
I see. So let's move on to
Yeah, so University of Missouri, St. Louis.
great. I have been to St. Louis too. Nice university. The university. of Missouri. So this is their website if you're looking at applying as well. And what program did you select here?
MBA. All my programs were MBA.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
And what happened? Did they give you admission?
Yes, but there was no funding.
I see. Is that all the list you have, or there's
No,
other?
no. Okay, yeah. So, University of Missouri St. Louis. Then we have St. Louis University,
Okay.
SLU. Yeah, St. Louis University. Yeah. Then how many have I mentioned? Let me see. Kansas State University.
Oh, okay. I see. So I'm quickly sharing the website so we can move on. Kansas State University is located in Manhattan, in Kansas. There's Manhattan in New York. There's also Manhattan in Kansas. So this
Yes.
is the website of Kansas State University. To be
Then
honest, if you're looking at a good funding to most of the programs, check out Kansas State University.
yeah, they have a lot. They have good funding.
Yeah, and I like the way the cost of living is over there. You
Very
know,
affordable.
that expensive. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you for giving us this list. Let's come to, let's see if I can make us big on the screen. Yes. Let's move on to now securing your admission, and then did it automatically come with the funding? Did you have to apply separately? Or how did it go for you when it comes to Southern Illinois?
Applied separately. It doesn't come automatic. So what comes automatic is the GEO. If you have a GPA of 3.5, 3.0 above, that's on the scale of 4.0, they will give you $8,000 automatic with your admission, which is called geographic enhancement, awards. So they will give it to you. Then they will now tell you about the other funding. They have the scholarly award, they have the assistantship, and they have the other one that you need to get a supervisor. Yeah. So that was the one I got, not an assistantship anyway. So that was the thing.
What do you do? Like, do you teach? Do you do research? What is your job as for your scholarship?
Yeah, I work with a professor. We just do research.
A lot of people how do you combine academics, because being a student in itself is not easy, right? It's a new system, learning their system, and then how do you combine that with parenting and taking care of your baby, and at a point you were even pregnant?
Yes, yeah.
Shout out to your,
Okay.
shout out to your husband again.
So yeah, everything. I would just say that everything is the mind. Yeah, so I will just roll it back to when I got admission to school. I was just, I think, 17 years when my parents sent me to Ghana. So, and I came to a country, I don't know anybody, I don't know anyone, and I made up my mind that though I'm not coming from a rich home, so many people think that I'm coming from a rich home. They don't know that it's just,
No, normally, if you're a Nigerian, and I'm talking to you as a Ghanaian, and I went to UCC as well. So if you're Nigerian, you move to UCC to study, means you are Igwe's daughter.
that's so I think, yeah, that's what a lot of people thought. And we know we pay higher and we pay in different currency. So but the thing is, I come from a place that education is prioritized, especially my both parents are educated and they had decent jobs, though not rich in quotes, but their parents gave them education, which gave them the opportunity to get to where they were at that point. So my dad doesn't mind even not driving a car, but sending you to get a very good education. So that was where I came from. So that was it. So and I made up my mind I'm going to make a first class, had a 3.7 GPA, on a scale of 4.0. So that drive, I took it. I took it into marriage. And I also made the person I married, let him know that I have this drive. And he also had same drive. That's where everything clicks. So I took that drive, I ran with it. At a time, it's very tough to manage. Sometimes they'll call me, my daughters call us in our daughter's school that they have so many activities, and the Americans they come out for their kids a lot. So and you see sometimes I just close from school, my husband will run and we are going for so many programs in the daycare. I'm like, what is this? So I just sit there. My mind is in assignments, is in things I need to do. So but I'm just there. We are smiling, and they share pizza, and we are okay. Everybody's happy, and we leave. Then immediately, I'm in school. So even one day I stayed in school till 2 a.m. Till 2 a.m. I was struggling with my assignment. In fact, so there's no one way to eat, but it's the mind and who you are living with. Does the person have same mind like you? Is the person ready to support you? Because in America I can't get nanny and those kind of things. So it's the mind, and I was able to finish up. In fact, about the giving birth, yes, I had so many people were like, how did you even do it? I had a baby 3 weeks, I graduated. In fact, let me now shock you. I defended my project on a Thursday and I graduated on a Friday.
Wow.
So because I had the baby and I couldn't meet up, but I asked for some days. As I say, my school is very good. So I asked for some days, and I was given some days. In fact, I was given opportunity not to graduate, that I have to extend, but I knew what I was looking for ahead. So I didn't want to waste time. I wanted to go on to the next level. So I just had some days in the hospital, and I jumped up and I appeared in school to make sure I defend my project. So is that mind? So you need to have that mind as a woman, because family, you have 101 reasons to be tired, but what mind do you carry? So as I defended, and I had a distinction, and I finished, and that was it.
I like that. You have 101 mind to be tired, but one mind do you carry? I love that. I love that. Anyway, so we are going to pick some questions from the comment section. We'll respond to them, then we'll go back to the questions. Mostly people have better questions than I even have. So let's do that. And NS is watching us on Facebook. NS, thank you for tuning in. And we already mentioned the university, Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Shout outs to Enima Ajua, watching us on Facebook, very inspirational as well. Um, Rhoda is asking, how old was she when she applied to those schools? No bad feelings. I just want to know if the age matters. Are you comfortable responding to that?
Okay, I will not mention my exact age, but I was in my 20s. Yes, I was in my mid 20s. Yeah.
Interested. I really need help, Sister Debbie. I have gained admission with no funding in the University of Georgia. So Debbie has a link. You can schedule a one-on-one meeting. We already shared that, and I'll be posting that again. You can do that. Please, did this Sister Debbie use one statement of purpose to apply to all these universities? So you mentioned that you applied for MBA throughout. This is a good question. Thank you, Dominic, for asking. What's your answer?
No, I didn't use one SOP. It's not possible. Same program, but different schools. SOP has a lot of things that are involved there. So you must tailor it down to what the school is looking for. Yes, and MBA is not just MBA. We have different specialization. So you must tailor it to the specialization in particular you are going for. So 10 schools, 10 SOPs different.
And it's a bit interesting. When I was applying for my MPA, so I have a group for all the people who are pursuing public administration, and sometimes somebody could ask for a book, and then I have not heard about it because the concentration in my school for the MPA is different from another university. So normally, if you use one SOP, it means you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. So you have to tailor it to suit the department requirements and all that. You know, Jonathan mentioned the name of the school, Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Remember, the session will still be live on the Debbie's channel as well as my channel, even after we are done. Okay. I have a lot of messages, but no response. Okay. Sheldon is asking. He said, Celestine from Ghana, contacting potential supervisors. I have sent a lot of messages, but no response and not ready to accept students now. Any advice?
Yes, in fact, your heart will be broken. I call it breakfast. You will get lots of breakfast, but accept it in good spirit and don't give up. Keep sending, keep sending. In fact, there's something we call what we calling it, cold mail. I'm sure Fred has spoken about that. I've also spoken about that on my page. That's the code mail. Now it's time for code mail. Now it's time for application. So you keep sending to them. If I tell you that I sent over 100 code mails, you will not believe. I in fact to the extent that one of the professors that I had interview with in my school, one day she saw me on the step and she looked at me and was like, "This face looks familiar." That she has had done an interview with me. I say, "Yes, you also look familiar." This is like around towards the tail end of my program. So I've disturbed the woman's life that she even took my face. So don't give up. Keep sending. Just one. That's all you need.
All right, and Mawina, this is where you sometimes need somebody who is experienced in a process like Debbie to help you out. Sometimes what we are typing in the email is already on the university's website. It means that you did not read, and if you get the opportunity to study, that's where you understand how these people want their emails even to be sent. Right. So seek for help. If you have been doing one thing and you keep on getting the same response, you change your strategy. Talk to someone who is experienced in the process. And sometimes if you don't get a response, remember that most universities have professors obviously have institutional emails. Sometimes when you send an email with a normal traditional Gmail or Yahoo mail, it goes directly to the spam box. It has happened to me several times where my university email, some people send me emails, it goes to my spam box. And so it could be a reason. Sometimes too, you're talking to the wrong person. Sometimes your department do not require that you even get a supervisor even before you apply. So you're doing things wrongly. So Mawena, let's try a different strategy. Let's see how it's gonna go. Interesting question for you, Debbie. How did you get recommendations for all the schools you applied to?
Okay, I get that question a lot because getting recommendation is very difficult. But there's something a lot of people do wrongly. When you were in school, you don't have relationship with your professors. You don't even appreciate them. You don't stay and give them something not because they are begging you. You don't appreciate them. You don't have good relationship. In fact, you are fighting with everybody. Then you finish school. Then you go to where you work. Everybody, you are fighting, insulting each other. You don't respect your boss. You don't have good relationship. Then now you've stayed and you now want to travel abroad. Who will write for you? Or you are in church. After church, you take your Bible and go. You don't belong to any group in church. You don't even say hello to your pastor. In fact, you don't like your pastor's wife. So what where do you want to get your recommendation? So I'm just saying this on a lighter note, but this is the fact. When you were in school, who are those lecturers and professors that you have good relationship with? As I speak to you 2 days ago, I chatted with my professor that taught me. In fact, my HOD when I was in UCC 2 days ago, he chatted me and told me that it's been long he heard from me. That is to tell you that just few weeks because of family, childbirth, and everything. That said that every day I'm in his message. That's like how many years ago. So these are the things. So where you worked before. So I got my recommendations from my HOD in UCC and from one of the lecturers that taught me UCC. Those two are my major guys. I still keep in contact with them till today. Then where I worked, the HOD of the department where I worked as a graduate assistant, I still keep connection with him. I'm one of the lecturers there. Also, my pastor in church, I was a children teacher and I still have contact. So all of them wrote, I had excess recommendation. So that's it. So just these are the ways I got my recommendation. And also, even the professor, that's for those that after their masters they want to go for their PhD. So when you are doing your master, when you finally get to the US and you're now doing the masters and you have plans to go to PhD, you must also keep good relationship with your professor here in America. Not necessarily giving them something, but be a good student. Have that drive to succeed. You must not necessarily be an A student, but have the drive to make it. So they will be ready to write even 20 recommendations for you.
And obviously, for recommendation, super important. Ajua is joining us on Facebook, and the question is, please, I have higher national diploma in accounting. I like the way because you schooled in Ghana, you understand the Ghanaian schooling system, and because you're from Nigeria, you understand the Nigerian system as well. So, please, I have higher national diploma in accounting and a bachelor of technology in accounting. Can I pursue a master's in IT? Debbie, what do you think?
Yes, you can. Yes, I had a classmate that did accounting in Ghana, and she's doing MIS.
I see.
Yeah, so what they would do is they will waive some courses for you that you've done in
Mm,
accounting. Then you will now focus more on the IT courses.
I
Yeah.
see. Awesome. I have a daughter who, okay, this is from Derek. I have a daughter who wants to study and work. She's married with two kids. How possible is her chance? Debbie was able to do it, so she'll be able to do it as well. I am a nurse, graduate from K University. I'm sure you know K University. I'm really hoping to take postgraduate studies. Please, are some of okay. Ajay, take your time and type your question well so that I can read and we can respond to that. Um, Cody is asking from YouTube. I want to ask if she had to contact a professor before applying.
I didn't have to contact any professor before applying. I just applied, but I contacted professors via code mail because I wanted to do. Most of them had the same research interest with me,
Mm,
so that was it. But not that I had to ask them before I apply. In fact, MBA programs, business school. Let me just put it out here. Most times, you don't need to contact a professor. That's one thing I noticed. You don't need to most of them because I remember one of them sending me a mail telling me that they don't run a lab system in business school. Lab system because I emailed I wanted to be in your lab and something like that. So she said they don't run a lab system that every student admitted
yeah.
for a PhD program gets automatic funding. That's for business school. In most schools. If I got this email from like 5 schools.
Mm. All right. So you can join us if you have questions directly in the studio, and then we'll be happy to respond to that. So I'm sharing the link on the various social media platforms, including the comment section. Feel free to click on that link. It will lead you directly into the studio, and then you can join us, ask your questions. Debbie is here, and here we'll be happy to respond to you. Moving on, let's talk about, in terms of the process. If somebody is supposed to ask you, how much did you spend on this entire process? I know it's been some time ago. Obviously, it wouldn't be the same as now. What would you say?
I would say that I spent money because I did West. And then it cost me around almost $400 then to do West. Then I paid application fee for like 2 schools, which changing money to dollar is much. Then I had to pay service fee and visa fee for all my dependents. That's a lot, and flight tickets for everybody. That's a lot. So but it's worth it at the end anyway. So, but you have to spend money. You have to deny yourself a lot of things. I was telling someone that someone even had to ask me if they what I use your money to do, but the person didn't know that this was in the pipeline. So you have to deny yourself a lot of things. Yeah, especially if you are working, you have to stop frivolities and channel it. So yeah.
And in terms of time, how long would you say that the entire process took you? 6 months, a year? I'm looking at when you started the process versus when it finally worked out.
I actually started the process in 2020, but I was focusing to the UK and I was not getting reasonable funding. So by 2021 through 2022, I re-strategized and we started focusing to the US. So that was where it clicked. So I think the whole thing took me like 2 years.
I see. And when it comes to accommodation, let's talk about what has actually helped you to, settle in very well, especially coming with family. You mentioned how good your university support system is, the food pantry, and then the community you have. If somebody is traveling with family like that, what are some of the things you have done that has made your stay, a bit more comfortable?
So I will say that number one, be prayerful when you take off. That God should align your steps and put your destiny helpers ahead of you. So I can remember landing in St. Louis International Airport and I had nowhere to stay. I had nowhere to go to. In fact, we had nowhere. My baby was just crying. We arrived at almost 1 a.m. So, but I just remember that there's an SIUE group. Someone added me, and it had this Ghanaian community. I appreciate Ghanaians a lot. Yes, so the Ghanaian community there, most of them are on that group, and I just wrote there. I just wrote that I just arrived St. Louis Airport, and I'm looking for Airbnb to stay. I have nowhere to stay. So in few minutes, a lady just chatted me that I can come and stay with her. I've never met that lady before. I don't know her. So though she's a Nigerian, but she attends a Ghanaian church. So, but the person that came to pick us in the airport then was the Ghanaian pastor that came to pick us. So around that 2 a.m. so, and he picked us and took us to the lady's house. So she accommodated us for 2 weeks. I don't know her from anywhere. I've never met her. We don't speak same language. I've never met her before. So that was the grace and mercy. So that's why I started with prayers, most importantly. So that's how she accommodated. Then another Ghanaian in that same group told me about an accommodation where they have a lot of Ghanaians and few Nigerians. It's like a big house. So that we should come and see if we would like it. So we came and we called him. I remember his name is Joe. We came and said, I'm here. And he took us to the bed.
The name is Joe, right?
Joe, I think it's Joseph.
Okay, okay.
I think it's Joseph. Yeah. So he took us there, and that was how we got the house that day. That day, and we paid and moved in. So there's no one way. The thing is just that I said that with prayers, and we've been living as family since then. Yeah.
How much would you say, approximately cost of, accommodation, accommodating three people? Um, how much are we looking at?
Okay, it depends on they have the 1 bedroom, have the 2 bedroom. So the 1 bedroom is cheaper. Then I paid 600. So for the 1 bedroom. So but we later moved that to 2 bedroom. Family became bigger. So I think it cost everything cost around 1.5 for the 2 bedroom because it's the way they pay rent here in America. You have to pay double
Yeah.
deposit and this and that. So I think it costs around 1.5 or so for that 2 bedroom. But the 1 bedroom be it will cost around that 1.2 or so. It's pretty decent in that side. But this is not same with everybody.
Yeah, and which is comparatively cheaper because I went to Jersey, I worked in Arizona as well, and one person it was crazy how much was just paying 2,000 and something. It was crazy, yeah. So I have stayed in Ohio where I started with somewhere below 400. Kentucky I was paying around 400 500 for a 4 bedroom, and I had some Nigerian roommates as well. Shout out to Alewi. Yeah, so when I moved to Jay Z, Arizona, it was too expensive. So for 2 bedrooms, around 2,500, that is very decent. So I like the one you said. Your Southern Illinois Louisville cost of living. Super. All right. So let's move on. Let's see if we have some more questions in the comment section, and also, how many minutes do you still have for me? I know you have to attend to the baby. How many minutes do you have?
Yes, maybe I have like 25 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's see if we can pick some people who have questions for us, and then we'll be responding to them. Let's see. My question is: I have a diploma in early childhood education, and I want to further my passion for nursing. Is it possible to switch? Debbie, what do you think?
It's possible to switch if you have maybe your WAEC, you have written some science courses. So it's possible to switch. Though if you don't have science courses, you still come here when you're doing the nursing program to do the science courses, but you might find it difficult. Yeah, that's what I have to say.
You stayed in Ghana, you stayed in Nigeria. When you got here, what was challenging for you to adapt? Is it the weather, the food, the accent? I still speak in class, and the professor goes like, "Huh? What did you say?" What was challenging for you to adapt to?
I think it's the accent. till today, I think is as that because it's not about the food. The food was very difficult for us to adjust, but I adjusted. I tried my best to adjust, and we adjusted. Not about me alone. We adjusted with the feeding, because I brought some things from Nigeria, my crayfish. So once I put, no matter how I cook it, once I put my crayfish, it's okay. So, but the accent, I think till now, even when I do presentation in class, I laugh at myself, but I don't care. I don't mind anyway. So my Indian professor also have that accent. So when people are laughing in class, it doesn't like it. Like, why are you guys laughing? You guys are all here together, whether from different places. So I think the accent is still screaming Nigeria, is still screaming Ghana. Yes.
When you went to Ghana, what Ghanaian name did you get?
I got Nanama. Yeah.
Okay, that means you're born on Saturday.
Yes, yes, I was born on Saturday. And in fact, I became a Ghanaian because I started eating wachi and stuff.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was going to talk about. Do you have access to African restaurants, no African market, or you have to utilize the things you're used to from the Walmart and stuff like that to prepare the local dishes, or you still cook American one?
The thing is, where we stay, like Edwardsville, there's nothing African. See, if you like your African thing, I usually advise those I do consultation and I post it a lot on my page. Go to New York, go to Maryland, go to those places. But if you are coming to my place, get ready to eat kale and spinach. But the thing is, there's a Caribbean African store, but it's 1 hour from me. So we only go there maybe once in a 2 months or once in a month when we have a lot of time. But apart from that, for the feeding, it's also going to be challenging for people that find it difficult to adapt. So, but I'm okay. I manage it, and that's it.
I see. Well, what has been your best experience so far as an international student?
Being a student is sweet. Maybe because I have children and people are always showing me mercy. But God has been faithful to me. Being a student is good. Like, oh, she's a student. She has a child. Let her be the first person. you know. And Americans are kind. Yeah, you mean the kind ones, they're nice. Yeah.
Let's talk about culture shocks. Staying in Ghana, coming here, being a Nigerian. What are some of the culture shocks you see here?
Too much greeting. Too much greeting. Yes, when I came new, if I see somebody, I'll greet. Good afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir. I don't know that they call people by their names here. So good afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir. And they'll be looking at me like, this person is he okay? I go to school. If I pass my professor 10 times, I greet him 10 times. So one day he called me. I was like, call me by my name. I'm like, sir, I'm sorry. I cannot call you by your name. I'm going to call you sir because this is what I've lived with. So I think the too much greeting, that was it for me. And thank you, thank you, thank you. So someone told me, stop thanking me. I'm only doing my job. I'm like, no. Where I come from, you have to say thank you. If you don't say thank you, sometimes you won't even get what you're looking for. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That was like a cultural shock for me. Yeah.
I see. What do you miss home?
I miss home. Oh. I miss help, family help. Sometimes I'm so tired. I'm like, I'll be wishing if I'm home, someone will wash this dishes for me or sweep this house. But that's the boy. You're fine. My mom is here anyway, so
Oh, so that is the peak. This is the peak of student interviews and all that. So you having to go through this experience, especially in a situation where a lot of people think it's a red flag. You be able to navigate. For people, in this time visa, times is difficult to get. What would be your advice to anybody preparing for the visa interview? Any encouraging words or anything like that?
what I would say is number one, I'm big on prayers. I know that there are realities, you put in the effort, but I just feel that I'm big on prayers and get funding. Funding is a game changer. Get funding. Don't go to the visa interview without funding. I know that some people had gone without funding and they succeeded, but there's a yardstick, there's a process. In as much as you can pray, you can believe, but do the right thing. Don't go without funding, because when people come here without funding, they struggle a lot, especially if you don't have any help financially. You struggle a lot, and they will change school from master's program. You see them going to community college. I'm like, what is the pathway? What is the plan? You just want hustle, those kind of things. It makes you do certain things that I question personally. So get funding and be big on prayers and do the right thing. With that, face the view and take your visa.
You've already run us through how your visa interview went and then the preparation and all that. Are there any other questions the visa officer asked that you left out?
Yeah, the visa officer asked me, I think he asked me, why am I going to that school? Which is what I'm sure they asked you during your own time. Why are you going to the school? So, and then they asked me what distinguished the school. Why this school in particular? Why you are going to school? Why this school in particular? These are two different questions. Because he asked me how many schools did I apply to and why this school in particular, why this program. So that is it. And they will ask you if you have deficit. Though I had funding, but I still had deficit because I had dependence. So get ready to explain how we are going to get your deficits taken care of. And don't go to the embassy with fake documents, especially bank statement. Go with your new bank statement. Though they did not ask me for anything financial to prove anything, but go with everything. I even went with my marriage certificate in case, but nobody asked anything. And I just want to put it out there, like some people that are finding it difficult to change their names, maybe after marriage, they're finding it difficult to change their names, the process of changing name on passport and those things. America don't care about that.
All right. So that's it. It's been a great session with Debbie. And finally, let's talk about before we have the draw, let's talk about your platforms again, and then we talk about how people can get in touch with you on the various social media platforms.
Yeah, so I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. So study abroad with them. That's my name in all these platforms. You will see my link there. I have a seller link for those that want to have one-on-one consultation with me. Trust me, it's gonna worth it. You will enjoy it. In fact, you will dash me money after the consultation because I will give you more than enough. So on Facebook, I post a lot of things, my lifestyle, how vacation, if I go on vacation, how to navigate parenting because I'm a student parent. I'm here with my whole family. So I post a lot about that can help tips on how to get scholarship. Other countries too, I post a lot about my page. So follow me, share my post, and God bless you. I can't hear you.
So we are going to have the draw. Sometimes that's what happens. So when it's a one-man production, sometimes my microphone will be off and I'll be talking. There was a time I did a whole introduction, not knowing I was speaking to myself. Yeah, yeah, this thing is not easy, but we keep on keeping on for
But you're
the.
doing well. You're doing well, friend.
I
You're doing
appreciate
well.
that. Thank you. So we have 91 comments and 91 people entering the draw. We want to have like about 100 people, and then we can start the draw. So if you've not commented yet, this is the idea that we are not only here to give you the information, we also want to hold your hand and help you go through the process. There are some universities, if Debbie does not mention them, if you are at your corner in Bole Bambo in the northern Ghana, you may not hear about it. You understand? So we give you those information and also want that extend a helping hand to also support you to go through that process. Sometimes you just need a little guidance on what you're doing, and the doors will open for you. So we need 5 more people. We have 95 now. So if you've not commented, if you've not liked, if you've not shared the session, please do, and automatically you join the draw, and we can get started going on. Debbie shared her experience going through the study abroad process, applying from a BBA to an MBA program, getting a full funding, moving with family. And so if you're thinking of doing that, it's highly possible. People have already done it. You're not the first person to study abroad, neither would you be the last person. If Debbie has been able to do it, you will be able to do it as well. All right, we need 2 more people. So we have 98. 98 now. So we want two more people, and then okay, 99, and then finally, if we get 100, then we will start the draw. So if you get selected, you get in touch with us, and then we'll link you with Debbie. Okay, let's see. Um, oh, okay, Kenneth. Congrats to you, Kenneth. And thank you for joining. So, Kenneth, this is what you're going to do. You're going to send me a direct message on Instagram. Look for the Fred Effect is verified, and then you let me know you were being selected. We take it from there. Congrats on being selected. So, Debbie, any final words to people who tune in today? And I will bring.
Okay, I want to appreciate Fred. Thank you so much, Fred, for this opportunity. I want to appreciate everyone that have come to, listening to us. And all I have to say is be big on prayers and don't give up. Don't give up. I started my journey 2020 and it became a reality. So don't give up. Don't listen to anybody. Follow what, be big on prayers. Follow your mind. Make sure your mind is leading you rightly. And that's it. Don't give up. Even if you don't get this year, you will get next year. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Debbie, for coming. I really appreciate your time. And shout outs to your husband, shout outs to your kids as well. They have a great mom. And I know that maybe one other time I would either appear on your channel or we have another session on my channel as well. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. All right. So that was a section with Study Abroad with Debbie. If you just tuned in, remember that this live session and other ones we've had, we meet every Saturday. This is the most consistent Study Abroad platform that every Saturday we pull up, whether we are feeling good or not. We have to come and deliver. And so be part of the family. If you know somebody who wants to study abroad, please share this link with them on any of the social media platforms, if it is TikTok, Facebook, X, or Twitter, Instagram. All you need to do is to look for the Fred Effect and then follow, subscribe, share, and then be part of the family as well. So the Fred Effect team has a collaboration with Argo Visa. Argo Visa is a team of former visa officers, and this is the peak of interview seasons. It's a bit challenging getting an interview date. So you don't want instances where you go for the interview and you have to reapply because you got denied. Get an opportunity to talk to an ex-visa officer before you meet the visa officer at the embassy. Use the link I'm sharing on the screen and schedule a one-on-one session with the Argo Visa team. And they will help go through your document, either it's DS-160 or DS-260, have a one-on-one mock session with you, get you a strategy that you're going to use to pass this interview, and everything is going to be fine. Next week will come your way. I need you to be positive and know that everything will be fine. The Fred Effect team has only one channel of getting in touch or messaging us. We know there are some individuals who have used our brand, designs and pictures to be able to create some fake accounts, and they are using that to extort money from unsuspecting people. It's quite unfortunate, and we do not have any WhatsApp number out there. We do not have any Telegram account, anything like that. If you are communicating with anybody on any other channel platform apart from our verified Instagram handle, please be careful and don't fall prey to somebody, luring you to pay money to them so that they help you out and stuff like that. Be careful about that. We only respond to messages via our verified Instagram handle, which is over 21,000 followers on Instagram. Send us a direct message, and obviously, we'll have when when there's time, we will definitely respond to your messages over there. No message on our Instagram goes beyond 24 hours. We respond quickly as much as we can. So please be positive about the process and know that everything will be fine. We'll meet next week.